We'll wait for 5 minutes until more attendees join.
Actually, that time he was using the solder AAC.
This lab is looking like a backyard. What are these boats?
The relays
For what?
for the
You are in the lab is looking bad. See you tomorrow.
Hello. 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 புரியல அது யாரு ஓகே 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 always folding, always getting folded.
Okay, I guess we will start with the session for today. So today we will only have some MCQ questions. Since the content of this week was requiring multiple GPUs and I couldn't set up a demo for this, so we'll mainly look at questions.
This is also same thing.
Can both of you check if the PDF is available? Okay, good. So we can start looking at the questions one by one. So the way we will go about this is at a time we'll have a limited number of questions on the screen. You can attempt those and share your answers in the chat window, and if there is any discrepancy or doubts, we will discuss that out, or we'll move to the next questions. Okay.
The third one, these are more open. Once again you can try.
So I'll wait for some. My voice is echo. Is it a severe echo? Not sure why it should.
No, I think screw yeah, screw.
Is it echoing for everyone?
That will come out more than this.
Expect not come out that much.
Okay. Words are slightly okay. The only thing I said was at a time, few questions will be shown on the screen, and I would wait for you to answer those in the chat window here. And if there is any discrepancy in the answers that you present, we will discuss the questions out, or we'll move on to the next questions.
Let's try removing that.
So I will wait about 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm actually sitting in lab.
Everything should come about these two words. Size.
One second. You have to recalculate your answers. Which we never use.
Once we have answers to all 4, then we'll move to the next set.
While pushing, if you heat them, maybe they can. Because if the solder is. The solder is temperature, if you heat it, then
You can keep a sponge at the bottom.
Not sponge. We need something on top of this to make sure that smooth is seamless.
large.
And sponge is the bottom part. Sponge is the red color. Something to put at the bottom. Cloth or something. Are you sure we have the right one? That is okay. Then I will go full-fledged. Wait, bring it. Only two of those.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For the second question, the central switch strategy is not even an option. I think there is a switch of numbers maybe.
It's not allowed actually.
This side.
Another way is looking on the whole thing.
Just to make clear, like the question that I'm sharing on the screen,
Shall we clean the whole letter, sir?
according to that, this
When I think
second one is a
a
2A. Yeah, 2A as per the sheet. Yeah, 3C.
You have to hammer it something.
Model means if I press it, it looks as if it has gone. So gap.
I think inside it might have gone inside.
Hmm?
Bottom of this focus, the middle of this focus.
It got bent in.
While using a smart. When it got pushed inside, the length was shortened.
So can we clean the whole
For 3, the answer is not A. That is B actually. The parameter server strategy, where the variables are stored on parameter servers and they are read and updated.
They are no longer straight now.
4C, yes.
Generally, is it this hard for the student?
The whole sizes are different.
You can use the small size is available.
This are actually ordered from Google. There they don't mention the
Okay.
diameter of. Can you pay me 2.5%? This diameter. No, which is for this thing, no?
Okay.
That has to be 2.54. The diameter.
So we'll move on to the next set of questions.
It's removing the
You can even read this and then.
no.
Now the increase in salary. Roughly. This is the last one. I don't know what I do, but basically it seems like we got helped. Statistical liabilities. And to scrape it off, scrape on this. We want it. We need a file. Hey,
File is
not
ready.
that.
Oh.
What we need. We have a final file. Also is thick, huh?
It's the wrong side, front one is going to this one.
Ah, this will be done. Okay. Let's see production. You got two of these, right? Akhilesh? Why only two? Leave it on just the moment. Huh? They went in more easily than before. I got a little bit of the tips of the others. Now 4 are out.
Most of all are almost. Only the end one with this one. No, and three are left. All of them are out.
My sister told me to go back.
Can you file it later like that?
Yeah.
So the file.
No, I tried that. 1 second. The bed, no, give me that.
I will file this.
That won't file, it won't fit. I already tried. The thickness is more than
Yeah,
I
that's what's happening.
Now this may go in.
This one is perfect.
This
Uh,
now this
will
will
go.
go in.
It will go.
This is a bit.
I want this to go. You are not realizing by now.
Or sandpaper.
That's the one.
It's a manual. That time the difference between the implementation. This is very close.
Okay, show me once again, let's see. Oh, those will go as much. I am adamant about this going. You're not realizing. You are adamant, the processor is even more adamant. That's the problem. Alright, let's see. How did we clean these holes with that screwdriver? These last two ones are that's the problem. When we damage our screwdriver just to show. This thing is used for nothing else. Okay. All are in. Not all of equal size, but all are in.
Yes.
This one, sir.
Yeah, so
Fine.
we have almost answers of all of
Okay.
them.
So
So
and try.
fifth one is D,
Enough for soldering.
one device
You
strategy.
can try this one.
So
Try that one also.
those who answered C or A, just correct. Then sixth one is both B and C can be correct choices. And seventh is A. Yeah, it is true. Eighth is the A, mirrored strategy. Ninth is also A. Almost everyone answered correctly.
Perfect job. Alright. Extra piece.
We'll move on to
We'll
the
do
next
this,
set
we'll
of
do
questions.
this with the other one also if they have any today. The second DVL as well. Alright. Jay, why don't you open the previous file of DLCC to Rhino on the other system?
That
That is the one which has Rhino. The length is sufficient clean? Yes, sir. That is sufficient for us to. So except last two of these, the height of them will be shoulder. Those two didn't have any shoulder.
so finally.
Help?
Yes.
Alright.
It's there.
Okay.
I hope that clarifies and there is no confusion.
You want to use this? Even
We will move to the next set.
if you feel that that is not staying in place, you can use this to keep it in place. See if it flips. There's no connections at the bottom, no? I don't know whether this is useful or not. If you don't think this is useful, I'll do it. The tool is not comfortable. You need to order more. Why didn't you tell me the right tool for it? Ah.
So it's not
No, but
possible.
there are different things available if you want. We have some. There's only an attachment from one to the other, no? I will check it later.
We have few more.
I think this one is the one more. One more. You want that? Take it. No problem. Switch it off. Complete it already? Okay. Next time don't hesitate, ask so that some things may be available here.
Okay, sure. I will share the. Yeah, actually, these questions are not part of the assignment. They are similar to the assignments, but
Better from here.
yeah, I'll share both. So this session will be recorded, and the YouTube link for this will be shared. So you can. I'll put the link to the questions and the answers in the description of that video. You maybe you can check through that also.
Did you try going to a ramp today?
No.
Any sense? No, morning, just take a look.
Is that fine?
You have to take reach. He said if you give him the reach, he can install it. So and you can find out which will be used for this. Power also is a problem. And getting that fellow, even if I ask him so many times, he's not giving out.
He doesn't want to
Yes,
do that.
all the previous sessions have also been recorded.
So when the motorized also is okay.
Power from a
I'm going to get power there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to quit at 5:15 on 2 o'clock.
I'll share the.
And
There's an Excel sheet on which
all
the
routed through an MC.
TA sessions of both the TA sessions on Sunday and the Monday sessions. All the previous session links are present. Maybe I'll share that link link in the description here, in the chat window here. Maybe you can just save it. Or
Inside this will be your power point.
Okay.
Okay. And for the motorized winch also, that it encompass this load and the. Alright. For the.
Check with our marketing.
so this sheet has the links to all the previous sessions
Pretty clean.
and the questions that were discussed in each of them or the demos. Okay, so along with the YouTube videos, and there is a drive folder also associated.
Two to
So,
everything.
All
three to
the
everything.
files that were used for the demos or for questions for that week, they are present in that drive folder. Okay,
Two itself is coming now. Okay.
RDB minus
The minus 40 plus.
RD minus 40 plus
so
connection.
there are these two drive links. So through these also you can access the content that was shared in the previous 2 weeks. Okay, previous. The shared link has a drive folder associated with both the sessions.
Open the other
So
detail.
the previous assignments you can
They
access through
probably
those.
have a circuitry where they are connected.
In the right place, we use
we can clean that. There are some particles from
Where do we get it? Online way. Show me, send me the link. I'll order it. Correct. I'll check now again. Same is visible here. Then it is visible. Okay. RD
minus 40 plus. And then CD minus CD plus.
Okay. Check all other sources. Wherever you find, you verify against.
Those four are connected to this.
Yes. be sure I connect that board, the board gets fried. The pins are not correct.
It is correct.
Confirm?
TD minus TD plus and RD plus RD minus.
Check it once more. With the multiple. If it is not correct, the board is gone. 12 lakhs gone straight into the, becomes a paperweight.
Shall I discuss the answer of these 5 questions? Yes, I mean not all sessions, but I think around 3 or 4 sessions a similar sheet was discussed. Some of the sessions also had some demos. If yes, would request for those sheets with solution. Yes, the wait a minute. If you go through this sheet, this folder that you are seeing,
TD plus TD minus, RD plus RD minus. That's the only connection which is there.
yeah.
Okay,
So
moment of
these folders have the
Alright, let's connect.
questions and the answers of the previous
Alright.
weeks also.
So let's connect.
So
with
for
the
example,
screw
week
sheet.
1,
Get that small screwdriver.
you have questions and answers
flathead, smallest flathead.
for the week 1 assignments that are being shown here.
This one which we put there, that is too small.
Okay, and similarly for other weeks are also present.
This is also too
So
small.
week 2 also we had questions. Week 3 also questions are there.
That is
Week 4 we didn't have any questions, but there was demos, so the required code files are present. Week 5 we had codes as well as some questions.
How many? So Texas
And
A&M
week
graduates
6
were
also we
called
had some.
admins.
Week
How
6
many
we didn't
admins
have
does it
questions,
take
we only
to
had codes.
change a bulb?
So the
So
corresponding
how many
codes are
IITs
present
does
here.
it take to shoulder one board? That will be close to 4. Maybe only one, the other 3 watching. Let's put the wires into it. And then the black
Maybe I
goes
would
into
just
the
suggest you
ground.
to yeah, exactly, good.
Think?
Maybe you can just save that
the
link
realization
for
will
future
be
reference.
enough.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, sure.
It will be. It will be.
Okay,
It's from center, it is from there and there.
This is black. Next is next is green.
so shall we discuss the answer of these 5,
Get the wires.
or is someone still going to answer?
Cut it off exactly to the complete. Okay, let's strip it.
Is anyone going to answer? Or maybe I will just discuss this. Okay, fine. So for 10th question, it's the option A only. And for 11th, we have B. Well,
Yeah. Who was there already?
Ah.
Oh.
He was already there?
Yes, sir. We don't.
I think for those who
That too was started.
Sure,
it's
I don't
A,
know.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
PCI.
I saw it.
I think only 8.
the
Yeah,
peripheral
but then
component
who was
interconnect
extra? I
express.
saw it already.
Alright, we have three
13 is
white, orange,
C,
orange, black,
multi-worker mirror strategy,
red,
Green.
and 14 is
green, white, and brown, white.
C again.
Okay? Okay, let's strip
Yeah.
one by one. Start with the left.
NVIDIA collective communication library. We move on to the next set.
Yeah, practice.
Works out right. Cultural program on the conference we performs. Alright.
They're all
They're all in, isn't it? Are you able to see them in the open? Good. This center one to the middle. This way. Next.
Green, RT minus. Green and white, RT plus.
Okay, one. Okay, next.
Orange, DD minus.
Okay,
Orange, white, DD plus.
okay.
Brown, RX and brown, white, TX.
black, red, green, orange, white, orange, brown, white, brown. Is it the same order?
Black first.
Black, red, green, white, green, orange, white, orange, brown, white, brown. Start with the first. First goes into the ground, okay? It's not going in the wrong one, just check. So that's the ground, that's it.
Red.
Next is red, green. Just both of you
Sit and keep the
both of keep the board on the table.
that is RD minus green.
Okay. How is it important?
RD minus is green, yeah.
Right.
RD plus should be there. Next.
Orange.
Check. Fourth one is 3 black. Next, white orange.
White, orange,
Next,
brown,
Yes.
hearts.
Yeah, I have updated the week 2 solutions. Also, the other weeks, whichever the questions are not present, those weeks such questions were not discussed. Instead, some coding demo or something will be discussed. Those you can look through the video, or you can clone those codes and you can try them out on your own. Okay. So we'll quickly discuss the answers for these. 15 is B, correct. 16 is B, yes, parameters are ready. 17 is GPU direct, yes. C, this is not benefit. Model parallelism is that the code is not often simple for it. NVIDIA SMI is to display and manage GPU resources. And in synchronous training, the next step. Yeah, after receiving credits from all the other workers. So 20 is almost all answers.
Green is RD minus.
So we will move on to the next set.
Plus. Orange is TD minus. Orange white is TD plus. Brown is RX.
Yes. Minus RX plus and minus RX. Like the black one, then put all these inside here.
Also this one.
The one wire is long.
Okay, we seem to have answers for all your questions here. So 21, yeah, model parallelism is for handling large models. So the size of the models itself is in this such cases much bigger than what can one GPU can hold down. So we try to put the distribute the model itself in multiple GPUs, and in such a case you use model parallelism. For the 22nd, yeah, the main role of parameter server is to store and update shared model variables. So 22 is B. Sorry, 22 is C. Then 23 is multiple workers mirror strategy, that is B.
No, but this is the minimum size I
24
have.
is NVIDIA Collective Communications Library, B. And 25 is dataset API, yes. No, sorry, 25 is not A, it's actually estimator API. It's C, not A.
It is not for that. 0.5, 0.25. Yeah. You can buy and change it later.
How is it going inside this but not that? Ah, it went. And this it went. Those two are same. Right?
Why do you think it is A?
Maybe as we press that, the kernel could have came little up, like these things. These things at the bottom.
No, in distributed training actually it's not A.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll check it through then.
When
I'll
it
check
is
it.
out, it goes.
There is one question. Can you say what is major difference between data and model parallelism? Which one has more advantages for complex fluid dynamic studies? So, mostly, I'll just briefly tell the theory. So, when we are working with complex problems in deep learning, so let's say you have a deep neural network to be trained, and so there are two types of parallelisms we can look at when we are training on multiple GPUs. So you can have either the data parallelism or model parallelism.
After buying this point of it,
So the primary
you can just
reason you would go for a data parallelism is, not primary reason, but the common use case for data parallelism is, so if you have multiple workers, let's say worker 1,
This you have
worker
to go inside a parent right? And then again we have to scroll it. So on the other end, we have
so
some
these individual workers are basically different GPUs themselves. So each of them is a separate GPU. Okay, and what we do in data parallelism is that we will make a copy of our data, of our model, in each of them. So let's say we have some model M. So we'll make a copy of this model.
we only installed
So
everything that day.
the same model will be running on each of the GPUs, and we'll take in the data that we have, and we will send parts of their data, different parts of the data in each of the GPUs, and let it go through the forward pass and compute the gradients. And once the thing is done, we can we'll update the weights on each of them, and the same model parameters weights will be in each of them, will be shared to each of the workers. So at any given point of time in your training, the models in each of the workers are going to be same. Okay, so that is the data parallelism. So the data is sent to different data is sent to different workers. But in case of model parallelism, you would have the model itself is split into different workers. So the model is too big to be compute or to be held in one GPU. Say you have a very big model, the size of the model is very big. So this is common in case of, let's say, language models, which are large language models. So such as our One example is GPT, or Chat GPT is one of the examples of that. So these models are very big. They have billions of parameters. So in such cases, what we do is we split the model itself into multiple workers, and different parts of the model are computed in each of them. So the model's parts are computed in each of the workers, and they are then aggregated and passed on, and you get the output. So that is the key difference between a data parallelism and model parallelism. But when it comes to, let's say, a complex fluid dynamic study, so commonly physics informed neural networks, the way we apply them, we are not that much. Very often we will have bigger models, but the model sizes are not that big. So we can go with data parallelism way, and so you can allow the gradients to be computed with a larger amount of data by splitting it into different workers, and that way you can improve the training process rather than splitting the model itself into, because the model that you will be working with will be a simple neural network. It will not be even if it is big, it's not going to have like billions of parameters. It's still going to be a reasonable number that can be fit in each of the GPUs. So when it comes to fluid dynamics applications with machine learning, we'll go with data parallelism rather than model parallelism. I hope that answers the question. Okay. So we'll get back to the questions. Okay. So in that case, then answer for 25 will also be A. I will correct that in the answer key. Yeah, okay. I will correct the answer for 25th in the answer key, and I will share it again. I'll upload it in the folder. So the 26th question, replica refers to like GPU running an instance of the model, not A, it's B. 26 is B.
Is coming?
27 is D, yes, and 28 is A. We send the model weights from worker 0 to all other workers. So this is similar to the true or false we had before. Twenty-eight is A. 28 is A. 27 is D. 26 is B.
I want to wait till night. Okay? Right. Who is coming? Why is he coming?
Because my laptop doesn't have Linux.
You don't need Linux. You need Docker.
Yeah, TensorFlow, the Horoword is accessible for us to use. Yeah, it's an open source tool only, but actually to use Horoword to
Okay.
train, let's say do a distributed
Check
training,
the
you need access to multiple GPUs,
whether the data is coming through
and
the Ethernet.
so having multi GPU setup, that is there is no freely available resource like Google Colab.
Check this quickly so that I can.
Colab has still gives you access to only one GPU at a time.
I need to go home too. How far is your home?
Just 15 minutes.
You stay in Delhi.
Yes, sir. We thought we could put the sterols, but this is 0.5. 0.25 will fit us.
Yeah, I guess yeah, for question 25 you are correct. We'll correct the answer as 25A, dataset API. Are there any other resources apart from Horoword? Yeah, I mean there are other resources also, such as Ray, which you can use for multi GPU training. In fact, Horoword can be integrated with many different types of resources.
One of the board he has some error.
Okay, you can tell me a place where I can this download.
So we have finished the questions for today's session. For 25th, I will change the answer in the answer key again and upload it in the drive. But I guess the rest are okay. If anyone has any doubts, you can ask, or we'll wrap up the session. Thank you for attending the session. Can you explain what is mirror strategy? Okay, just okay. We have similar sessions for Vanguard as well. Yes. So some weeks we will have question like this question setup sessions, or in some other weeks we may have demos. So for example, in week 2 we had a demo of Docker setup. So something similar. Whenever possible, I will try to bring a demo. If the demo is not feasible, we'll have some similar questions like this. To just discuss about the mirroring strategy. Try to see into availability of for week 2, 4, 6 question. Yeah, week 2 I have uploaded. Week 4 I think I had only a demo, and week 4 and 6 I only had a demo. We didn't have any questions that time. We only discussed a demo, so you can go through that demo instead. So we'll just quickly discuss the mirroring strategy. So when we have a neural network to be trained, so let's say I will draw a simple model.
You have this website actually. Ethernet to USB.
Okay, I'll try to find some questions for the session as well.
Type C is there?
So coming to the mirrored strategy, so whenever you are training a neural network, for example, this is the network that you are trying to train, you will have these red lines here denote the weights. So what you typically try to do is, let's say you have multiple GPUs you want to train this network on. You will put this network, you will try to put it on GPU 1, let's say, or first worker, and you will make another copy of this in the second GPU as well. I'll just show the example with 2 GPUs. Okay, yeah, so it's the same network whose copies we have made. So the weights are also same, and the bias, all the parameters of the network are same right now. Okay, so what we do is, we will have, let's say, different data points that you are sending to each of them. Okay, let's say you send in data D1 here, and d2 over here. So when you do the forward pass and do the gradient updates, so you will compute the corresponding gradients for each of these weights. So for this particular weight and this particular weight, which is the weight is same in both of the networks, but the weight gradient that you will end up computing, that will end up being different, because this went through different data sets while doing the backpropagation. Okay, so the update that needs to be made as per this instance is different from the update that you need to make from this instance. So let's call this, let's say, weight w1. So in this case, let's say the gradient that you ended up computing, let's say the loss in this case was L1, loss in this case was L2. So when you try to update weight in first scenario, you will do W1 minus alpha into del L1 by del W, and in this case you will end up doing W1 new equal to W1 minus alpha times del L2 by del W. But we want to keep the network at all times in each of the GPUs same. So what you would end up doing is, instead of taking this del L1 by del W1 and del L2 by del W1, the different ones, you will take something like an average of these two. Let's say I'll call this just del L by del W1, the average gradient, and then you will update the weight W1 new as just W1 minus alpha times del L by del W. So this you will update with the average one rather than the separate gradients that you will get computed in each of them. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that is the key idea of mirroring strategy. So you will keep a same copy of the network in all the GPUs. So it's mainly used in a single GPU, a single system with single machine with multiple GPUs, that kind of training setup. I didn't get your question exactly. You have chosen what value as 10? Yeah, I mean, depending on the data set that you have. So if your data set, so in general CNN, when you use for images, you would like to train on a variety of kernels, not just one. Yeah. So in case of CNNs, the kernel itself is a learned parameter.
192, 168, 194, 90.
If there are no more doubts, we will close the session for today. Okay. So thank you for attending.
It's automatic.